Now we know that radiation comes from the nuclear reaction, so we now need to learn how to write a balanced nuclear reaction. So for nuclear reaction, it presents a nuclear change, that is a change inside the nucleus. And to write this balanced equation, what we want to achieve here is for the reactants and the product, this is the equation, right? For the product, both of side, the total Z number should be equal, and also the total A number. In other words, the mass number on this both sides add together should be equal. So what does that mean? We are going to look at one simple example based on this idea about the total number of atomic number is the same on both sides, and the total Z number, the atomic number, are the same. So for example, we are going to write out this reaction right here, and 246 and plus X. What we want to know is what is this X, and undergo a nuclear reaction, and the product here we have 102 for this atomic number and 254 for the top right here for the atomic mass number, plus a n, which is 0 and 4 of it. Okay, so hypothetically this is a nuclear reaction. Now we are going to figure out what is X. How to even do that? So basically we want to know what is the Z number for the X and what is A number for the X as well. So the whole idea here is total Z number on the reactant side should equal to the total Z number on the product side. So on the reactant side we have 96 plus Z, and on the right side we have 102 plus 4 times 0, because what we see here, this is a neutron, so 4 times 0, and all in all, what I'm going to solve here, Z will equals to 102 minus 96, which is 6. So Z equals to 6. Now immediately we know that this is X is a carbon because the atomic number is 6. So the next we are going to figure out the A. Use the same idea. 200, I'm going to highlight this one. 246 plus A on the left side will equal 254 plus 4 times 1 for the mass number. So A, if you solve the A here is 12. So now X we know is carbon 12. So X is carbon 12. So that is the idea of a balanced nuclear equation. Now we are going to introduce the two types of nuclear reactions. The first one is so-called alpha decay. So for alpha decay, what we are looking here is one of the nucleus will undergo a alpha decay to release one of the alpha particle. And again, alpha particle you can write as alpha 24, alpha, or helium 242 plus, or helium 204. Any of this will be right. So the whole idea is it will release a alpha particle. So for example, now what we are going to look at here is we have a starting nuclide, which is Ra88 and 226. If I say it's going to undergo alpha decay, so meaning you are going to have alpha particles on the right side, and what is right here. So now we are going to use the idea of balanced nuclear equation. Now on the left side we have 88, and 88 on the right is 2, so difference 86, so X 86, and on the top 226 on one side, 4 on the other side. So here we'll have to have 222 in order to make this equation balanced. So what is this X? If you refer to the periodic table to look for the element 86, this is Rn, it is 6, 222. So that is alpha decay. So alpha decay is to release the alpha particle from nucleus or the loss of alpha particle from the nucleus. The second type of nuclear reaction is so-called beta decay. So for the beta decay, what we are seeing here is an electron is ejected from the nucleus. In other words, an electron will be the product of this nuclear reaction. So how that happens? In the beta decay, the neutron will become a proton, and to counterbalance that charge, an electron will be released. So for example, if we are looking at nickel, okay, so this is nickel. Nickel is 28, and for this nuclide, we have 63 as mass number. So for this one, if I say it's undergo a beta decay, so meaning you are going to emit or inject one of the electron as your product. So electron is -1 charge, but no mass. So what is going to be here? So again, we are going to use the idea of balanced nuclear equation. That is X, and for the bottom numerator is Z. Z plus a -1 on the right side should equal 28. So Z will be 29. And for the A, the mass number, A plus 0 on the right side will equal to 63. So A equal to 63. So it's very clear now. This symbol, this X right here, this nuclide should be copper. If you refer to the periodic table, 29 is copper. And with the atomic mass is 63. The mass number 63. So that is a beta decay. And then the third type of the nuclear reaction is called positron emission. By the name, you know that positron will be one part of the product. So these are two examples right here. So for the carbon 11, if it undergoes the positron emission, it will emit out a positron to begin with. And to balance out this equation, you have to have a nuclide with 5 as the atomic number. So that gives us boron, and on the top, the mass number is 11. So that is a positron emission. And the last one is called gamma production, the gamma ray. So for gamma ray, again, it is not a particle, it's just pure energy. So whatever here will not change the numbers, because gamma ray, this gamma don't have charge nor the mass. Now we are going to do a field practice here. So first of all, we are going to predict the product of nuclear decay. So first of all, what we are going to look at the uranium 92 as the atomic number with 239 as mass number. So if this nuclide undergo a beta decay, write out this nuclear equation. Okay, so how to work on this. So this is our starting. This is our nuclide. Now we are going to let it undergo a beta decay, meaning what? You are going to have an electron as a product. So now what we want to figure out is what is in here. Again, what we can set up is we can call it X, Z and A. Okay, on the top is A, at the bottom is Z. Now we are basically going to establish equation to solve A and Z. So predict the product. Simply remember that the mass number and the atomic number are conserved, so both sides should be equal. So on the left side for Z, 29 on the left side, and on the right side will be Z plus -1. So Z will be positive 3. And for the A, on the left side, we have 239. On the right side, we have A plus 0. So A equal to 239. So what we have here is element 93, which is NP, and 93. And for this nuclide, we have 239 as the mass number. Now we are going to look at a few more examples. What I would like you to do is to pause the video, try this out by yourself first. So the first question here is NP238. Again, that is what we got in the previous page. And can it keep undergo a beta emission? So what is beta emission? It's beta decay because something is emitted out as a product. So for the product, first of all, you are going to have electrons. So electron, and now we are going to establish this equation right here. What is in here? Now you are going to pause the video and solve it. Now welcome back. What I have here is for the atomic number is 94, for the top is 238. So that is answer B. Now the next question here is electron capture transfers this potassium 40 into what nuclide? So basically electron captured, what does that mean? It's basically electron is one part of the reactant react with potassium 40, and what we want to see is what's going to happen now as a product. Again, we are going to look at the number of the atomic number and the mass number. So for the atomic number, -1 plus 19 is 18. So whatever we have here is 18, and that is argon. And for the top, 0 plus 40 is 40. So here is 40. So answer is argon. The last question here, we were given the nuclide that is the result of alpha decay. So it asks what is the parent nuclide? What does that even mean? So basically what we are having here is the product, and nuclide as a product plus is alpha decay. So what we will have here is alpha particle. We are going to figure out what is the starting parent nuclide. Now you are going to pause this video and try to solve this problem by yourself. Now welcome back. What I have here is on the right side 81 plus 2, so on the left side 83, and on the top we have 212. So if we are matching, that will be answer D.